Hello, you wonderful people, and welcome to the English Right Now podcast. Asking for directions in English sounds simple until some people actually try it in the UK. British people rarely give short, direct answers, and they often use expressions that you sometimes don't learn in textbooks. And in this lesson, in this episode of the English Right Now podcast, you're going to learn at least 10 natural phrases and expressions related to asking for directions. I say at least because this is a real British conversation. I'm British English teacher Roy, and joining me is my dear friend Rob. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Woodhouse. How are we?
I'm very well. I haven't been called Mr. Woodhouse in a while.
Yeah.
I haven't. That's amazing. Do you know, every time somebody says, "Oh, Mr. Woodhouse," I say, "That's my father. Call me Roy." But I am Mr. Woodhouse because now I am my son's father.
Mr. Woodhouse, the teacher. I'll pay you some respect.
It sounds very formal. Most people just call me Captain these days, but that's a whole story. So, tell me, directions. There is a sort of a cliche or a stereotype that men in particular don't like asking for directions. Are you one of those people?
I sure am. Yes, definitely.
No.
Yeah. I mean, I like to work it out on my own, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I think I know it all. I'm quite good at reading maps, so I don't need much help. And I guess when I do get lost, I don't want to admit that I'm lost or I don't know where I'm going. So I just carry on. And there are many times where I've not asked for directions and I've literally gone round in circles or got stuck or ended up in the wrong place. It's my own fault, I know. But no, I'm not going to ask.
I can only imagine your family rolling their eyes in the back of the car as they're like, "Oh, Dad's doing it again. Dad's doing it again. Mum, can you tell Dad to ask for that?" No. I don't mind. I don't mind. I'm really good at reading maps. I have a good sense of direction. But if it's somewhere that I'm unfamiliar with, then I will happily ask for directions. I don't have a problem at all. Because it's better than being lost.
No, it's true. I would tend to ask more directions when I'm on holiday or if I'm abroad in another country. Yeah. When I'm in the UK, I feel, well, I should know where I'm going, so I'm not going to ask. I always go, I'm sure it's next left. I'm sure it's next left. Maybe it's right.
Second left, second right, third on the left. Oh my goodness. All these directions are coming up. But I think one of the key things to ask generally I'm talking about a car. If I pull over the car and I see somebody and I say, "Oh, excuse me, do you live around here?" It's like to know if they know the local area, or are you from here?
Yes, that's a very good point, Roy, because sometimes people try to be helpful. This is another reason why maybe you shouldn't ask for directions, because you ask somebody, they want to be helpful. So they go, "Oh, I think it's there and there," and of course they're wrong as well. So you end up going round and round and round.
I find in general, British people, they try to be helpful, but they don't maybe mislead you too much. In my experience, some places I've been to, people are so keen to help that they will literally kind of go, no, it's there. And it's not the correct way. I think British people generally tell you they don't know where things are. They'll say something like, "I think it might be down that way, but don't quote me on that," which is like saying don't trust me 100%. Or they sometimes say, "Oh, I'm not 100% sure. It might be down there, but you might want to ask over there," and that's basically saying, "I don't know where it is." Yes. And in the age of phones as well, I suppose you're expected almost to be able to look at your phone. So I think if sometimes I'll go, "Oh, my phone's run out of battery," or "I don't have signal. Could you tell me where something is?" Because I think people expect you to pull out your phone these days a bit.
Yeah, that's another interesting point, isn't it? Yeah, we rely a lot now on our sat navs or things like Google Maps to tell us how to get somewhere, and they're great. I mean, the technology is amazing, and it's usually quite accurate. Again, I sometimes don't want this automated voice to tell me where to go. I want to know where or how to get there without.
You sound like a nightmare to travel with. I'd be there going, "Oh, Rob's driving again. Where are we? Are we in Cardiff yet? No, it says Glasgow." "Oh, Rob." No, it's I think, you know, it depends on certain things. I mean, like for me, one golden rule I do sort of, it's like a piece of advice that I follow, is if you're in an unfamiliar place and you find or you feel lost or you are lost, don't try to show too much that you're lost. Almost look like you belong there, because I think if you look like a lost tourist, you're more likely to be a target for thieves and things like that. So, you know, if you're walking around with your phone out looking like this, people can instantly spot that person is in the wrong place. Whereas I try to always walk like I belong. I just keep going.
Yeah,
but yeah,
no, that's good advice for security. Definitely, yeah. Don't look too lost in the middle of nowhere down a dark street. Go and maybe go into a shop to ask for directions, or you know, a policeman or something like that. Somebody more reliable, you know.
And also, I would say, shops and policemen. I think look out for those, and also, you know, stay in busier areas if you really are lost. I think that's we've turned into a security conversation now. We're going to talk about actual directions in a moment. But I think, you know, if you see a street, use your common sense. So common sense is this idea of logic. Use your common sense. If you see a street that's a bit deserted, the lights are out, it looks a bit dodgy, a bit untrustworthy, don't go down there. Maybe stick to the main road where there are shops and lights and things like this.
Yeah. So, Roy, how would you ask for directions anyway if you were lost?
I'd walk up. So first thing, I would establish whether the person was indeed from the place. Like saying, "Are you from here? Do you know this area? Do you live here?" These kind of things. And I'd say, "Do you know where something is, or where is the da?" I will always ask that, and I think it's, you know, it's pretty standard. For example, do you know where the bank is? This is an indirect question. Do you know where the bank is, or where is the bank? Is more direct. I find you should always use your please and thank you. Or could you tell me where the bank is, please? I don't know why I need a bank.
Is there a bank around here? That's something else.
Yeah.
Around like, here, roughly. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a key piece of vocabulary. Around here or around there. So this is like in the rough area, isn't it? So like if you say around here, it's like more or less here. Or if somebody's giving directions, you go, it's somewhere around there, which is like more or less that area, somewhere in that vague vicinity. But they're kind of putting you in the right location. Yeah, is there a bank around here, near here? Something like this. Some of the things you'll hear, commonly people go, "Oh, yeah, it's just round the corner." What does that mean?
Yeah, it means it's not far away. It's very close by. And it is just around the corner. Interestingly, people, I mean, this is a generalization, but people don't tend to go, you go left and then you go right and you go left and you go right. They say things like, it's just around the corner, it's just up there, you know, just over there, that sort of thing. Very, almost quite vague directions.
We've just established, not only are British people sometimes unhelpful, but they are vague at giving direction. I think that we do, you know, if we know, we will, you know, we don't. I've been to places where people do give a list of instructions to the point where I'm like, I'm never going to remember this. I'm never going to, you know, take a right down here, then the left. You'll see an old watermill, and I'm like, oh my goodness, what is going on? Whereas British people in general say something like, yeah, it's just around the corner. It's about 5 minutes. It's on the right, or I'll take a right here, and then just keep going for a while, and it'll be in that vague area.
That word "just" means not much, not very far. Just very quick. Just
a second. It's always very quick, isn't it? This idea, just round the corner. It doesn't have to be literal, though, does it? It's not like literally round that corner. No. It could be maybe a couple of corners down, or a 2-minute walk. But it's just saying it's very, very close. Another older idiom is a stone's throw away. But I don't hear that as much. But that also means it's very, very close.
Yeah.
It's a stone's throw away. I mean, it still exists and people still use it. Some people also say "as the crow flies," which I find
that's a good one.
I find that really unhelpful, because they'll go, "It's that way, about 5 minutes that way, as the crow flies," which means directly. But then you can never walk directly because you can't go through buildings.
No, that's right.
So I find it a bit weird. But yeah, commonly they'll say something like, just head down this road, head down. What do we mean by head down?
Yeah, it means it's straight. Doesn't necessarily mean it's downhill, does it? You're not going downhill. It means go straight in that direction. Just head down there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's go straight, which we can also say it's straight on. It's straight on. So, somebody may say, oh, yeah, it's just around the corner. Just head down here for a couple of minutes and then take a right at this pub.
Yeah.
Something
and
like
the opposite might be up. It's back up. It's back up there. Up there, as in behind you. Yeah.
One thing I found really bizarre is somehow British people know if it's up the road or down the road. I mean, often it relates to hills, but sometimes, people will go, I'm just going uptown. And I'm like, oh, up the country, down the country. That's a bit more logical. But people will say, how's life up there? So, I mean, you're a bit north from me. I might go, how's life up there? But probably you're a bit more east than I am. But my godmother, who lives in Nottingham, I say up there. But people even do it for roads. Oh, yeah, it's just up here.
Or you might say, I'm going down to the coast. You always seem to go down to the seaside.
Isn't it weird when you think about it? But British people seem to have this almost innate ability to tell whether it's up or down, especially related to hills and things like that. It's really weird. Like today, I'm going, and if you don't use an up or down, you could say I'm going into Newport. That's the local town to me here. Going into Newport later. I'm just going to go up the road there, and it is a hill. But there is this kind of reliance on thinking that. And if we don't say head this way, which means go, we could say straight on. It's straight on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The other thing I was thinking, when we give directions, we often refer to certain landmarks, whether it's a church or a shop or something like that. So we go, it's just past something. It's just past the church, past the pub. Just past.
Again, that word just. Past means a bit further than. So a bit further than. So it's just past. I commonly use pubs as landmarks. I find they're the easiest ones, in my opinion. It's just past the Dog and Duck or something. Pubs, schools, something a bit more established that's got a lot of signage. And there is a logic to it. I mean, if there's a hospital around, there's going to be signs. If there's a school, there's going to be signs. If there's, things like this. But if it's a bit more obscure, I always sort of give directions based on something with signs out the front. I wouldn't say, oh, there's an old B&B just down there. It's a bit hard to see. It's beyond there.
Yeah, it's got to be an obvious landmark, hasn't it? Something you can spot. And again, when you're asking for directions, you don't tend to go, can you tell me where 22 Station Road is? You don't tend to ask for a precise
How do you know where I live?
But you tend to go, you might ask where the name of the road is or the name of the building, but not exactly the number of the building.
And certainly not a person. Do you know where Marjorie lives?
Yeah. Well, unless you're in a very small village where everybody knows
Possibly
everybody.
on the Isle of Wight, you'd get away with it. But I mean, quite commonly as well, we don't say take a right turn or, you might say turn right, turn left, but commonly we just say take a left, take a right, or it's the third left, the third right. You could say third on the right, but that's a bit more, if you're talking about turning down a road, take the third left, take the third right, and then you have to start counting, don't you?
Yeah.
One phrase I find quite an interesting one is off the beaten path. I love this expression. It's usually this moment if you go, oh, do you know where the local hotel is? It's a bit off the beaten path. It's a bit out of the way. This kind of means it's not on the regular routes, or it's a little bit difficult to find. Literally it means it's a bit away from the main roads. But I find it's usually used to say sort of it's a bit tricky to find.
Yeah.
It's a bit off the beaten path. It's a bit, out of the way.
Yeah.
And I think
remote.
It's preparing.
Remote maybe, or hidden. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, would you say where you live is a bit off the beaten path, or?
Not really. No, it's on a main road, and we're not that secluded. You could easy to find, I'd say. In fact, another expression people go, you can't miss it. You can't miss it.
You can't miss it. Sounds like you can, though, from what we said earlier. But you can't miss it means it's obvious to find. You're absolutely right. And it's the kind of way people end instructions. Take the third left, go past the old duck pub, just a 2-minute walk up that road. You can't miss it. You can't miss it. And sometimes people will say it's opposite. Again, it gives you that idea. And people, when we say it's opposite, I think we're a bit liberal with this word, because we don't necessarily mean right in front. Sometimes it could be a couple of doors down. It's opposite the old hospital. And then it's like 12 doors down. It's opposite the old hospital, just on the other side of the road. That's another piece of vocabulary. Yeah. On the other side of the road, which is like, you know, on the other side of the road, there's the old hospital. Opposite that, that's what you're looking for.
Yeah. People also like to, again, trying to be helpful. They give you a rough, approximate duration of how long it will take. So yeah, it's just 2 minutes, or it's a 5-minute walk, or it's a good half an hour walk down that road there, or something like that. I mean, that's based on their estimation. Of course, they might be a fast walker or a slow walker. It might take you double the amount of time.
Yeah. You've got longer legs than me. It probably takes you half the time. But mind you, twice the time because you're getting lost. I'm not asking for directions. So we'll balance out in the end. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It's a 5-minute walk, 10-minute walk, 2-minute walk, just 2 minutes down here, these sort of things. But you're absolutely right. It's based on that estimation, but it's to give you an idea. We don't normally say, you know, while we work in miles, and some people will work in meters and things like this, we don't normally give, like, oh, it's about maybe if it's a long way away, it's a couple of miles down the road, maybe. But in terms of 20 yards, it's more common to talk about time, I find, than actual distance. And if it is quite far, you find that a lot of people, oh, it's a good walk. It's a good walk, which means it's quite a far way, you know, a long way away. And they may say, you might want to get a taxi, or you might want to get a bus, or it's a good walk. There's actually a tube stop over there that you could get, and you could get closer. So, yeah, I mean, people, they are helpful in that sense. But some of these directions can be a bit vague, as you say.
Yes, you don't go, though, or people don't say it's 454 meters away. They're not that helpful.
As the crow flies, it's a 4 minute and 20-second walk with a stomping speed of no. If you gallop, you know, it's that kind of thing. No, we're not that helpful. People often they kind of try to give you a little trick or a tip. They'll give you a shortcut, which a shortcut is basically a quicker route. Which I also find slightly has helped me to get lost more times than not. Oh, you could walk down here. It's about 5 minutes walk down here. But if you there's actually a shortcut. If you go through Debenhams, then you're like, where am I going? And you get out by the old bins, and you're like, where is this?
That's right. People might say, if you cut down there, cut down there, that means a shortcut. Yeah.
Cut through there. It's like maybe there's an alleyway. Again, alleyways. Oh, you know, do you do it? Do you not? So it's I mean, cut through there. Some people, you know, just cut through here. Cut through the park. That's a common sort of expression, isn't it? You know, if there's a park, you could go round the park, or you could cut through it, which will save you. And then that will save you a couple of minutes. But another direction you hear is at the end of the road. It's at the end. It's just at the end of the road. So it's like where the road maybe meets another road and it finishes. You can find it on the corner. It's on the corner at the end of the road. Yeah. So it's like
and if you go to the end of the road and into the park, you've gone too far. People might say you've gone too far.
If you see the park, you've gone too far. In other words, you've got lost. Basically, ask for direction. If you know this thing. Some people say if you hit this part, or if you get to this part, you've gone too far. Yeah, absolutely. I like that expression because you've gone too far also has another meaning, doesn't it? If I say, Rob, you've gone too far this time.
Yes.
What does that mean?
You've behaved, or you've done something to such an extreme that I've annoyed you or done something wrong.
Yeah. One thing you don't want to hear is you might need to double back.
Oh, yeah.
Double back basically means go the way you came. Oh no, you've gone well too far. You've missed it. You're going to need to double back, and it's like turn around on yourself and go back the same way. That's the worst, isn't it? Oh, where are you looking for? The Dog and Duck pub. I don't know where this pub is. I need to find this pub. The Dog and Duck pub. Yeah, no, mate, you've gone too far. It's about 5 minutes back that way. One thing that British people do love, but they do, is hedging. They hedge a lot. In other words, they don't give it is there. It's almost, it's there. We use words like roughly to mean almost. We don't like to give, it is a 5-minute walk. It's roughly, it's around, it's sort of, more or less, these kind of words. We throw these in to kind of
give or take.
Yeah, give
or take 5 minutes. It means add or minus that amount of time, give or take, roughly, approximately.
It's a 20-minute walk, give or take 5 minutes. I mean, that's like basically saying it's either 15 or 25. It's nuts. But yeah, no, these sort of things. I think it comes down to the idea that if we say something certainly and it's wrong, we're somehow being rude and imposing on that person, putting them in an uncomfortable situation. So if we self-protect ourselves and say, oh yeah, I don't really know, but I think it might be about 5 minutes down that road. Don't quote me on it, but it's roughly 5 minutes down that road. Then we've sort of protected ourselves, because if that person comes back and goes, you said 5 minutes, I said, I thought it was. I'm really sorry. I did say roughly. It's a self-protection thing. So we don't like to give an exact answer if we're not 100% sure.
No. I've just thought of another expression people sometimes use. Again, a bit old-fashioned. Follow your nose. They say. Do you know where the bakers are? I mean, that's quite a literal example, because it's follow your nose. It means follow the smell.
I don't know if I've heard that since I was about. Yeah, that's quite an old one. I haven't heard that for years.
Yeah, can you tell me where the not always food, is it? You could say, can you tell me where the swimming pool is? Oh, it's straight down there. Just follow your nose. Basically,
really?
Straight ahead. Yeah, straight ahead.
That's another thing we need to sort of say as well. In various parts of the country, certain things, particularly like alleyways, they have different names. So you need to be aware of that. And we do have, we could do a whole new podcast about types of roads. I know that doesn't sound as exciting, but you think, things like cul-de-sac, which is basically, it comes from French, means like bottom of the bag, but it's basically a kind of a road that goes into this. Basically, it's a road with just houses on it that doesn't go anywhere.
A dead end.
Dead end, yeah, absolutely dead end. But this, we have these kind of terms, but some terms I find, like alley, an alleyway, you could call them a cut through, you could call them a path. Some people call them path, which I think is not necessarily correct. But some people I went to Leeds. Do you know what they call it in Yorkshire?
A ginnel, isn't it?
A ginnel, yeah.
Ginnel.
Before, obviously, you know Leeds as well, but I lived in Leeds for a while, and people going, oh, just go down the ginnel. Obviously in a Yorkshire accent, not in this accent, but go down the ginnel. I was like, what the bloody hell is a ginnel? But it's an alley. So you've got to be prepared for that. In Derbyshire, they call it a jitty.
All right.
So yeah, somebody's going jitty. I find that's quite a lot, but the only word that's probably more is a roll, because that changes where you are in the country.
Yeah,
people have a lot of bread roll seems to change with every town you go to. But yeah, so from now on, are you going to ask more directions? For more directions?
No. I'm happy to give directions, though, if you want to ask for any advice. And what some people say is, which way is the railway station? They go, oh, well, you go straight down there, you turn left, you can't go wrong. They sometimes say, as in, you can't miss it. You're stupid if you missed it. You can't go wrong, and then you do.
Oh, I've just thought of an expression. So I many years ago, I worked for a charity fundraising company. We had to knock on doors, and we used to have maps. And I'm really good at reading maps. I can understand maps. I don't need to turn them. Some people turn them, don't they? Try and find out where they are. But I used to work with a guy. Honestly, he could get lost in a cul-de-sac. It was incredible. We used to say no sense of direction, which basically means just gets lost all the time. But we used to also joke, and this is a thing that I've heard quite a few times, he could get lost in a phone box. Have you heard that one before?
No, I haven't, but I understand the meaning.
Yeah. So phone box, quite, for people that don't know, it's quite a small area, and basically he honestly could get lost in a phone box. It was awful. I just have to always double back to find him, because it was almost to the point where you'd think he was doing it on purpose, but he wasn't. He's just terrible. But some people don't have a sort of sense of direction, but you do. You just don't like to ask.
I'm never wrong. I'm never wrong.
Never wrong. Always right. Always right, unless it's left. And on that note, if you would like to support this podcast, please do consider buying a cup of tea for me or for Rob. But from us today, I just want to say thank you very much for watching this podcast, listening to us today. It's been an absolute pleasure, and it's been a pleasure for me speaking with you, Rob.
Yes, thank you, Ron. I'm glad it has.
Thank you.
See you next time.
Have a good one. See you next time.